Welcome to Only One You Need Radio. We're not the only one you need. You are. We just show you how to get out of your own way. With your host, speaker, author, business coach, and consultant, David Dubé.
Welcome to Only One You Need Radio. It's your host, David Dubé. I'm so excited to have you here with me today. In this episode, I want to talk about learning. Actually, I want to go deeper than just learning. I want to talk about how one can learn things and remember things much easier. Now, the question to you is, would it be of interest to you if you could recall things quickly and easily if you so choose? Would that be worth it to you to have something like that? Yes or no? Now, I can't see your response, obviously, but I'm going to presume if you're going to continue listening that yes, you are interested. So with that being said, that's what I want to talk about today. But before I go into that, if you haven't already listened to my episode 29 where I talk about the stages of learning, go back and listen to that episode. It's a fairly quick episode, so it's not going to take much time out of your day, but it's important to have an understanding of how we learn. And before you kind of get into this, which is systemizing the approach to learning. See, often people don't realize that, why is it so hard to recall certain things? You ever think about that? Maybe you haven't. And I hear that people talking about this all the time. I have a bad memory, or I'm terrible at memorizing things or remembering things. Well, when you say something like that, what you're actually doing is you're telling yourself, yes, you do suck, so try not to be better because you already suck. You're never going to be better at this. It's not right. You have to not tell yourself that you're bad at something. You have to say, currently I'm just not that good at it. Like, just admit to the current circumstance as opposed to saying an overarching statement, owning the fact that you might suck at it for the rest of your life. Like, let's not do that to ourselves, all right? You're better than that. If you're listening to this, you are better than that. So don't do that, all right? So I learned this from a gentleman named Bob. Can't remember Bob's last name, but he's a speaker. He teaches memory stuff. If you Googled him, you'll probably find him really quickly. I learned this, 13, 14 years ago, something like a long while ago. And it's awesome stuff. I wish I had known it sooner, especially in school. It would have been very, 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 very helpful. But no one taught it to me. And here I am. And I want to share it with you. I want to share it with you because, well, it helps. It helps actually a lot. Of course, after learning it, it doesn't help unless you implement it, which is also a reminder to me to probably implement it more or remember to use it more, right? So I'm sharing this for the fact that, yes, I have used it. Yes, I have implemented it, and I can go through and I can be very precise with how I remember this stuff. But having to use it all the time, I haven't been the greatest at. So in me teaching you, it's a reminder to me to use it more often. I hope that's fair because I'm not trying to point fingers here saying I'm, once again, better than anyone for this, because I'm not. But also, I didn't know this for a really long time. So let's talk about it, shall we? You want to learn a system? You excited about learning a system? I hope you are. And also, if you think this can help other people, if you think this is valuable information and other people could use and utilize this information, please share this out. And also, if you haven't rated this channel yet, do so. Go on iTunes and rate this channel. Share and tell people what you think about it so more people can listen and get this kind of stuff. If you so choose, of course. All right, so let's get into it, shall we? It's creating a system. If you don't have a system for memorization, well, then it's more difficult to remember things. It's kind of that simple. It's pretty cut and dry. If you don't have a system, if no one taught you a system, you probably don't have a system to remember things. So let's give you a system to help you remember things easier, shall we? So how does this work? You want to take a place that you are often or have been a lot. Good example is like the house I grew up in. This is so easy for me to do because, well, I was there all the time. There's a saying, and the saying is this: repetition is the mother of learning. And the reason is because after you've done something so many times, it becomes innate. It becomes a part of who you are. Like, how often do you have to think about walking somewhere? You don't. You just get up and go, don't you? Exactly. You don't have to think about it anymore. You're so good at it. You're so polished at walking. You can do it without thought. This is a pretty awesome thing. Another example of this is, like, my family is French. I'm half French. My last name's Dubé. Like, it looks like Dubé, but it's pronounced Dubé, okay? And so you would assume I would know quite a bit of French, since now just saying that and living in America means nothing. But half of my family speaks fluent French. I don't. Yes, I understand more French than I can speak, rest assured. But that's pretty much as far as it goes. Yet, I know how to count to 10 in Korean. Can you answer that? How is that possible? How does one know how to count to 10 in Korean and can do it at like the drop of a feather? Hana, to, set, net, taset, yaset, yogo, yoro, aho, yo. That's me counting to 10 in Korean. It's because when I was much, much, much younger, my brother and I, my parents put us into Tang Sudo, which is a Korean martial art. And every time we had to do any kind of repetition work, we counted in Korean. Therefore, I know how to count in Korean. It seems kind of weird, but it just is, right? So repetition's the mother of learning. The more you do, the more you learn and the more you retain. So, very important. Same goes true with what I'm about to share with you. This system, you have to not only implement, but you have to do it again and again and again and again, and then it becomes top of mind. It becomes so top of mind, you don't even think about it, it just happens, and you automatically start filing things appropriately. So how does this work? Well, you think about a place you've been to so many times that you can close your eyes and walk through and see every part of that place as if you were really actually there. Because we don't think in letters, we think in pictures. It's crazy. Yes, we think in pictures. So when I close my eyes, I can see the house I grew up in. I can see the first thing, when I walk in the front door, the first thing I see is the bench. That's the first thing I see right in front of me, where a fat cat would lay down, sprawling, and wait for us to get home. I mean, he would be there even when we were home. He just didn't care. It was his place. The bench, I see the bench in my mind's eye. That's the first thing I see. So that I would give it as A, and it would be file A. So anything that has to do with A in association with A. So I meet someone named Ashley. A, Ashley, boom, goes in that file right there. Now, to make it easier for me, my process was to go from left to right and then follow that right all the way throughout the house until I got to letter Z. So as I go further, so that now if I turn right, I walk into the kitchen. To the right of me is my fridge. So left, but following right around the house would be the sink. So fridge would get B, the sink would get C, then the dishwasher would be next, and that's D. And then the stove would be E. And then across, we had this like, not island, but this bar right in front of us. But across from that bar with the bar stools, or counter with the counter stools rather, was the dining room table. The dining room table got F. So I'm talking like major standout, stick out things. Mind you, I could have used that too, but I didn't. So I go from E, which is the stove, to F, which is the dining room table. Now, to continue on this route, I would go up the stairs because it was a split level after that. So you go up the stairs, and then I would once again turn right. And the first thing on the right was the fireplace. The next was the balcony. So fireplace is G, balcony is H. Then there was a big blue couch. That was I. Then we have the deck. That was J. And there was more furniture in there, but I always remember during Christmas, and so the Christmas tree would go in where the other furniture was. So instead of using any more of that room there, there's nothing else. So that ends at J for the deck. Now I come back in and I go down the hall, and then I'm in my sister's bedroom. So the major things my sister had was her bed, and then she also had her desk. And on her desk, she had a piano. So electric piano. So it was bed was K, piano, desk was L. And then I'd be out into the hall again. And then now walking to my parents' bedroom to the right was their dresser, my mom's whatever, long chest, or no, she had the dresser, my dad had the chest. And that was M. Then they had a deck off their bedroom. That was N. Then their bed is O. Then we have the closet, the walk-in closet was P. Then there was 2 sinks there, and they were separated by a door. So you could shut this door so one could have access to each sink, whatever. Interesting layout. Anyway, so sink that's closest to the closet was Q. And then the next sink was R. And then the bathtub. What was it? RS. That's it. I'm not sure why S slipped my mind. S for slippery. Slippery when wet. And then from there, so that's a lot of the alphabet right there. And so now I'd go downstairs, and the first thing was the TV to the right. Once again, right? I'm starting on the right when I get to wherever room, and then moving my way left around that room, right? So that was T for TV. U, the U was for the fireplace, which was next to that. V was where the computer went, little computer nook. And then we had a L-shaped couch, which is W. Then we had this awesome, cool table between that and the chair, my mom's chair, recliner. And that's X. Then the recliner was Y. And then we have this massive bookshelf. To me, like I picture it being a built-in, but it wasn't a built-in. But that's Z. So there's the entire alphabet of my house. And I didn't even get to my room, my brother's bedroom, the laundry room. I didn't get even anywhere over there. Mind you, depending on the size of your house, the major landmarks are your files. So you create files for every single step in your house, and you create a process for it. How do you find that file? Where is that file? So, mind you, as you use these more and more, it becomes so simple to recall. So take Todd for an example. Now, you just met Todd. Where do you put Todd? Well, Todd, in my case, goes with the TV downstairs. Todd and TV, they go together, thankfully. So that works. And so now you want to find some other association with Todd. What about Todd stands out to you? So Todd is tall. Tall Todd hangs with my TV, and he goes in the TV file. He goes where T is. And so I'm able to file him there. And what you want to do is you want to say their name and whatever in resemblance that you're going to put in that file together several times to yourself. Several, like 3 to 10. The more, the merrier, as you repeat that in your head. And the other part, too, is saying their name again and again within conversation. You know, that's funny you said that, Todd. That reminds me of this. That enables you to continually use their name and put it in that same folder. So that's the process of using the filing system so it works more for you, so you can put it to use for yourself. There's so many other ways and methods that you could use, but this is the one that I've used. It's the one that I still use, and it helps. It certainly helps me. Hopefully, it helps you to think this way, to put this process in place for yourself, because if you never do it, you'll never know. That's for sure. But if you do this and you do utilize it and it does help you, wasn't that pretty awesome? Would that be pretty cool? I think it'd be pretty awesome. So my recommendation is to create your own filing system and start using this and seeing how this can help you in your everyday life. If it does, great. If it doesn't, then stop using it. Don't use it at all then. So if you feel that this has helped you in any way, shape, or form, I would appreciate it if you shared this out. If you think this could help other people, share it with them. That would be awesome. If you haven't already, go to iTunes and rate this show. I would really appreciate that. That'd be pretty awesome if you could do that for me. So, outside of that, this is David Dubé with Only One You Need Radio. It's time that you be the person you're meant to be, believe in all that you're capable of, and become more than you thought imaginable. I look forward to chatting with you in the next episode. Take care.